Live from inside District E, powered by Ticketmaster, it is Wizards D.G game day. I am your host, John Byram. Thank you so much for joining us here. It is game one of the 2024 season for Wizards District Gaming in the 3v3 Slam Open, and it starts tonight, and I couldn't be more excited to be back again, fifth season in a row here for Wiz DG, calling these games. A big thank you to the community joining us here live on Twitch for these home streams as well. And guys, I got to be honest with you. There's a hype. There's a buzz in the air here in Washington, D.C., here in downtown Chinatown at Capital One Arena and District E. There's a lot of energy surrounding the man, the number one overall draft pick from this past season, Benzo, the 18-year-old kid who got drafted by head coach Pat Cross into Wiz DG. There's a lot of hype around this guy, and we're going to see him in action tonight. But before we even do that, there's new players, there's returning players. So let's go ahead and take a look at our roster for the 2024 season here for Wizards District Gaming. Well, first up tonight, that new look roster is going to be taking on Celtics Crossover Gaming. Two organizations with some history and some bad blood, as the Celtics were the ones that eliminated Wiz DG in the 3v3 series last year. But Wiz DG looking to bounce back. Some amazing stats here that we see from last season. Wiz DG, while the record didn't show it as much, a high-scoring offense as well. They moved the ball around incredibly well in a season that, for lack of better words, definitely didn't go the way they wanted it to go. Obviously, as a team that was roughly around 500 in the 3v3 season, they're looking to bounce back here. We're going to see two returning veterans in this 3v3 lineup. We're going to see Nudini and Just Awkward being the two big men, if you will, playing the big forward positions here in 3v3, with the big question mark, or I should say the big hype mark, being Benzo in that guard position, really spearing this offense going forward. He's going to be the ball handler, tossing the ball around to Awkward and Nudini all over the court. And Cam mentioned it, Sleeves mentioned it there in our pregame show. With all this hype around this kid, he's the rookie in a lineup of veterans. We're talking guys who've been in the league 2, 3, 4, 5, 6+ years. We're talking players in the original 102 on this roster. They're going to be teaming up with this 18-year-old kid with all this hype around him. So we're going to see what Benzo can do in 3v3 here tonight with those two veterans. And if you were with us last season, Cap ran this position with us in 2023. And we mentioned it a little bit at the end of that pregame show as well, is that the chemistry, for whatever reason, just wasn't working, wasn't clicking with this team last year. It was a very disappointing season last year in 2023. The offense just couldn't get going. The defense was still one of the top defenses in the league. It's just the offense wasn't there enough to support that defense. And they lost control of the ball. They had too many turnovers. They didn't take care of the ball. The low percentage shots. It was a struggle all season long. We saw a little growth there in the 3v3 last year, but as soon as we got to fives, that's where the struggle really started to come in. I think we're going to see a different look this year. Head coach Pat Cross has spent a lot of time with this roster, both here at District E and outside of the virtual court, working on team chemistry. These players, a lot of them have history with each other. B-Rich, after not being retained in 2022, was picked up by Detroit in 2023. He's now back with Wiz DG. So there's that chemistry there that he already has with Nudini and Just Awkward. Then you bring in a veteran like Type. Type is an absolute stud of a 5. This guy has played all over the court. Yeah, he's been on different teams, but on those teams, he has excelled. And you even heard Cam talk about on the pregame show as well, this time with the Raptors. Played out of his mind. He's a solid player. He's a true pros pro. And you have that kind of leadership, that kind of mentality being brought in to Wiz DG this year as well, is only going to help mold Benzo into an outstanding NBA 2K League player going forward. So that's really the narrative we're going to be looking at all season long, is how Benzo grows as a player. Yeah, obviously there's going to be some speed bumps here and there. There's going to be some hiccups, some possible mistakes. Obviously, you're on the largest stage in the 2K world right now. All the eyes are going to be on you. I mean, you can take a look at even the mainstream for the 2K League. Those numbers are going to skyrocket when WizDG gets shown on the mainstream. Why? Because of this guy right here, Benzo. He has made an absolute I'm not gonna say this guy's a monster. Okay, he's a monster in the amateur scene. He has competed in so many high profile tournaments in his young career that now that he's in the 2K league, again, a lot of these players have been following this kid since he was 14, 15 years old. I remember some of the players in the league talking about him 2, 3, 4 years ago about how when this kid becomes of age that he can be drafted into this league, this kid is going to run the league. There's a comparison I heard from a 2K player that comparing him to a talent like Ant, the MVP of the league, the guy who's absolutely insane. Comparison to Ant, that is a major, major, massive compliment for a kid like Benzo, who, again, going into his first game here tonight. So there's a lot of question marks we are going to see here tonight, and hopefully we're going to get some answers as well. Again, it's a best of 5 series here in the 3v3 Blacktop series. So it's going to be first to 3 wins, 21, first team to 21 points, pardon me, by 2 seals the victory there as well. Fouls are turned on for 3v3. We haven't seen it in a long time, but it is a disclaimer out there. You can foul out in 3v3, and then the horrific AI of the game decides to jump right in and plays as that extra man. We don't want to see that at all. Don't foul. It's a defensive strategy, but you got to be smart about it too. So we are roughly about 5 minutes away from our first matchup of the season up against Celtics Crossover Gaming. And again, a lot of hype around this team. Spoke again with some of the players, taking in some of the vibes, the energy from this team pregame. The veterans, they're calm. They're ready to go. They're focused. They know exactly what they need to do. Benzo has some of those nerves, but again, he has that veteran leadership around him to help calm his nerves. And, I'm really excited to see what this team is going to do going forward, not just in threes, but also later in the season when we switch to 5v5. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I know Cam covered it a little bit there in the pregame show as well. But this Celtics team is no pushover either. Again, the history between these two organizations going as far back as last year to start with. Obviously, this is the team that knocked Wizards D.G out of the 3v3 series last round in the 5th round of the knockout stage. Pardon me, of the knockout bracket. But Grizzy, again, one of the best power forwards in the league. This guy's absolutely insane. He's going to be bringing it to Wizards D.G tonight. Tezo, again, it's going to be that matchup between Tezo and between Just Awkward, two of the best locks going head-to-head. We're going to be highlighting that matchup all night long. That's going to be the one to watch. And then Liche, I mean, he's considered one of the best point guards for a reason. This guy can turn it on. This is a point guard league. This is a league that focuses on scoring. We've seen, if you've been with us for several years, when JBM was here, JBM absolutely threw it down, putting up 20, 30, 40, 50 points in some cases a night, really taking advantage of those archetypes here in game for the 2K game and just running with it. And again, we're feeling the badges out here a little bit still in the league as well, but it's starting to look like it's balanced across the board. But again, it's going to be favoring offense. So we're going to see, again, Benzo, Nudini, known for their offense, and then Dayfry, known for his defensive prowess, former defensive player of the year. Another reason to be watching Dayfry going forward. Again, we are just a few more minutes away here before that initial tip-off. But if you're here in chat, let us know what you think as well. Put it in chat. What do you guys feel about this new look roster? How are you guys feeling as fans of Wizards D.G of this roster going forward? What are you expecting here tonight up against the Celtics Crossover Gaming? It's going to be their first game this season as well, as we are in night 2 of the 3v3 Slam Open group stage. So still a lot of virtual basketball to play here. Taking a look at the player cams, they are getting ready to go right now. Benzo rocking the Wizards D.G jersey for the first time. He is hyped. He's ready right there on screen. He is ready to go, rocking the number 8. I'll have to ask him. Maybe that's a shout out to Kobe. Hopefully it is Kobe, an outstanding player, a personal favorite of mine as well. I was lucky enough to actually meet Kobe back in the day. So that was pretty cool. So we'll see a little bit later if we get a chance to talk to him why he picked number 8. Head coach Pat Cross in there as well. He's been head coach since day 1. And what he is doing is working with this organization. And you heard it again in the pregame show. I'm going to be mentioning that a lot because Sleeves did a fantastic job breaking down what this organization really is about. And it's about winning. This organization wants to win. Last year was an anomaly. It was a blip on the radar. If you go all the way back to season 1, this is a team that qualified for playoffs. Season 2, it was a little bit of a hiccup. They made some roster changes as well. Going forward for the best, they got the first overall pick. They took JBM and they started to run the league. They did it for multiple years. They went to the finals 3 years in a row before a slight drop off occurred. And that's what they're trying to get back to. They are competing for titles. They're competing for money. That's how they make a livelihood in this game. Yes, they have a player salary, but they are playing for the trophies. They're playing for the bag. You're going to hear the players talk about that a lot. They want to secure the bag. They want to help their teammates get the most out of this amazing experience that is being a professional 2K League player. And it's absolutely fantastic. We are actually in the process of loading into the lobby right now. The players are picking their archetypes. They are getting ready to go. We can see there right now, that is B-Rich right next against Benzo. And again, we talked about that a little bit in the pregame show as well. They're roommates, so they have that chemistry off court as well. They spend a lot of time together. Their communication is going to be good. This is a mentorship I want to watch throughout the season as it continues. Is B-Rich, again, from that humble beginning as a sixth man in this league, a position that no longer exists. How is he going to be able to mentor an 18-year-old kid on the biggest stage of virtual esport basketball? It's absolutely insane. I think the only thing that would be even crazier if I was 18 in this position would be if I was playing in the eFIBA tournament. I was playing for like the United States esports team in 2K. I think that would be absolutely crazy as well, being able to represent your country. But this is a great first step for Benzo. So again, we're going to be keeping an eye on him. We're going to be keeping an eye on Type as well. Obviously, he's not playing right now in the 3v3 setup, but that's going to be some new blood that's brought in to this team as well. His veteran leadership, we saw the impact of the 4th and 5th players that weren't playing in the 3v3, their support, their energy, their hype behind those players last year. I expect to see that here again as well with B-Rich and Type supporting the 3 players that are playing. And don't get me wrong, Pat and head coach Pat understands this too. If something isn't going right, head coach Pat Crossan's not afraid to pull the trigger and make a change in between games. And just as a reminder, if you're new to 3v3, you can't make substitutions once you're in game, but you can make those substitutions in between games. So between game 1 and 2, you can make a change, 2 and 3, so on and so forth down the road in this best of 5. Players are getting ready to go. The Celtics have loaded in to the lobby. We're waiting for the last 2 Wizards D.G players to go. And then we are going to be underway in this best of 5 3v3 Slam Open Blacktop series. I am super excited to be bringing this action here to you guys here tonight on Wizards D.G Game Day. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to be here all year long. We have that amazing pregame show as well. You're going to be hearing from the players there. You're going to be hearing from the players after these series are over as well in our post-game show. So make sure you stick around for post-game with Wizards D.G as well. Once the series is over, we'll be talking to players and coaches after the game, getting their instant feedback, how the series went, how they're feeling going forward, and we'll take a look at the next matchup, which, spoiler alert, tomorrow on Wednesday, March 1st, we got 2 matchups for you. 2, not 1, but 2. It is a double header, a double dose of Wizards D.G action tomorrow in the 2K League. Super excited for that. Taking a quick peek over here. The players are ready to go. They're in their gaming chairs. They have their PS5 controllers in hand. They are loading in. They are ready to go. Super excited to see how this matchup is going to go. Keeping an eye once again on Tazo and Just Awkward. Soon as they all load in, we will be underway here in game 1. And look at that. Nudini even dropping the Wizards D.G emote in chat right before we're going live. He's locked in. He's ready to go. He's a man of the people. Great guy as well. And again, a shout out. Again, if you're watching and you're in the Washington, D.C. area, come on down to District E. Experience the 2K League in person. WizDG are going to have home games as well. In fact, I believe it's this Sunday. I'll double check on that. This Sunday is going to be a home game with a live audience in person. Again, we'll double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. 5 p.m. Here on Sunday. It's going to be super, super exciting. So come on down if you are in the area. Experience a 2K League in person, all the action, all the energy, all the amazing vibes, live in person. Going to be absolutely fantastic. Super excited, ready to go for that as well. Looks like they are just trying to connect back into the lobby, which, in the beginning parts of the season, for 3v3 and 5v5, everything is played remotely. So we do have some of the teams living here in the DC area. Other teams are playing in their home market as well. So they are establishing those connections to the 2K servers. Once we have that set back up, we'll be ready to go here for game one, again, of this best of 5. And if you are just joining us, I'll recap those rules here for you real quick. A best of 5 series, first to 3 wins. How do you get those wins? You score 21 points and you win by at least 2. Less than 2, we keep going until one of the teams wins by 2 going forward. Simple as that. Fouls are turned on. You can foul out. I haven't seen that in a long time, so we're not even going to worry about that. We're going to push that aside. We're not going to see any AI bots pop in here tonight. But it's as simple as that. Both teams looking for their first win to kick off the season. First game for both WizDG and the Celtics. We are heading in. Handshakes all around here at District E, powered by Ticketmaster. The hype is real. The energy is present. We are ready to go as we load into game number 1, taking a quick look at some of these archetypes. 3-point shot hunter for Benzo, a 2-way spot up for Nundini, and a 3D threat 1 for Awkward loading in here for WizDG. 2-way spot up for Tezo. So that's going to be, again, an interesting matchup there. A little bit more of an offensive build that he's going to go with. So we're going to see offense versus defense. Will the past defensive player of the year be able to hold down? We'll find out. It's going to be a matchup for the ages. We are loaded into the virtual court. It's Celtics crossover gaming, Wizards District Gaming, game 1 of the 3v3 Blacktop Series Slam Open. We are underway here with the tip-off. Not the tip-off, pardon me. I forgot. They check it up in 3v3. We're still building the hype here. Crazy start off first. Tezo down low, the reverse jam. Tezo striking first for Celtics crossover gaming. And really in 3v3, the big thing here is you have to make the most of the possessions. You want to make the other team make mistakes. Turning the ball over, definitely not a good start there for WizDG. You have to find points in every single possession. They should 4-3. Hits the early 3-point shot. It's an early 5-0 hole for WizDG. Now, with 3v3, things can snowball pretty quick. So we'll see how WizDG responds here. Benzo with the ball, cuts into the lane. The patience, kicks it back out. Awkward at the right elbow. Over to Benzo in the corner. Dangerous pass down to Nundini on the baseline. Awkward for 3. Can't get it to go. Defensive board pulled down by the Celtics. It's Leitch going the other way. Guarded by Awkward. There is no backcourt here in 3v3. Dini trying to be aggressive. Crizzy now down low. Loose ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crizzy will be WizDG ball. Now a great chance here for their first points. Awkward receives the inbounds up to Benzo. Down low, Awkward throws it down. WizDG on the board here in game 1. Now Leche up for the Celtics. Right side for 3. Strikes it again. Leche is 2 for 2 behind the line. Celtics getting points on all but one possession here so far. Awkward finding Benzo. The pump fake over to Dini, left side, back to Benzo. Good ball movement in the corner. Benzo pulls up for 3. First point still escaping Benzo here in the 2K League. Awkward in the backcourt, applying the pressure. Score is 8-2 again. First to 21 by 2. Crossover Tezo, pocket corner shot, no good. Board pulled down by Nudini. Benzo bringing the ball up. Pass over, finds Nudini, a great pass. Solid vision, finding Nudini down low for the easy 2 points. Benzo picks up his first assist. Leche being patient, bringing the ball up, guarded by Nudini, left side. The pressure, Dini forces the turnover. Benzo all the way up to Awkward. He'll be patient with the ball, finding Benzo in the corner. Baseline pass over to Dini for 3. Of course it's a Dini dagger. What else would it be? Wizards D.G back in this game. It is 8-7 Celtics. That 8-2 lead has evaporated. Legion backcourt, the pressure, Awkward. Wanting to force another turnover. That's how they've gotten back into this game so far. Dribble drive, left side. Dini going up, applying the pressure. Absolutely smothered, no chance. Going the other way, Awkward, corner, finds Nudini. Brings the ball back out, being patient, will hand the ball off to Benzo. Beautiful pass, Awkward for 3, nails it! Absolutely fantastic ball movement for Wizards D.G. They have their first lead of the game, makes it 10-8. AJ driving the lane, kicks it back out, Tezo. Leche on the logo, looking for space, Awkward, not giving it to him. Passes off to Crizzy. He's stuck, finds Leche back left side. 3 seconds down low, reverse jam is good. We are all tied up at 10 apiece with Crizzy's first basket of game 1. Benzo finding Dini left side, gets the defender to jump. Will pass the ball to Awkward, he'll bring it back out left side, drives baseline. Back out to Benzo. Over to Nudini. Defender bites. Benzo drives lane. The floater off the backboard, no good. Benzo still looking for his first basket. They just pass down low, finds Crizzy. Celtics back in front by 2. Dini up to Benzo. Pulls up long, 2-pointer, gets it to go. Check that and make that a 3-point shot. Benzo scoring his first career basket in the 2K League. It's a 3-point shot from downtown, giving Wizards D.G the 1-point lead. Crizzy find Leche down low, one-handed jam. Lead exchange once again, 1-point lead for the Celtics crossover. Dini, takeover badge activated. Finds Awkward. Benzo. Dini, corner pocket, shot, gets it to go. Dini with a signature Dini dagger once again. The man known as Beanie Dini, the winningest player in 2K League history. Does it again for Wizards D.G here, giving him a 2-point lead here late in game 1. Crizzy on the baseline. Leche reversal, backboard shot, no good. Loose ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Celtics. Wizards D.G with a chance to pull farther ahead. Quick pass up. Benzo takeover activated as well. Passes down low. Benzo. Baseline. Euro step back out to Awkward. Tezo called for the foul for the reach. Benzo 3 points, 5 assists so far, distributing the ball quite well. Benzo for 3, gets it to go once again. Makes it 19-14. Wizards D.G are on game point. Took a little bit to get going, but we see that magic coming from Benzo. The reason there's all that hype around this kid, can he seal the game 1 win? Benzo brings the ball up, being patient, cross half court. Left side down low, Dini for the jam and the win. A beautiful team play win for Wizards D.G. Absolutely fantastic play here for Wizards D.G going forward. Your leading scorer is Nudini with 8 points there in game 1. Pardon me, he has 10 points. My math skills are a little off today. 6 for Benzo, going 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 behind three-point line as well. Benzo having a fantastic day here on his debut so far. We saw a little bit of those nerves for Benzo there in the beginning, taking some shots. Maybe that he didn't really want to take, getting those nerves, those jitters out. B Rich sitting right behind him, helping calm him down. A veteran of 3v3. He won the 3v3 Slam Open with Wiz D.G in 2022, and in 2023 he was on the Detroit Pistons team as well when the Pistons won it last year. So he has that experience in 3v3, and he's there to help Benzo along. And what a debut for Benzo. Once he started going, he distributed the ball quite well. He was able to find the open teammates for those easy baskets. And then what about this team play on defense? They fall into an early hole, 5-0. They go down 8-2. And the defense is what helps get them back in this game. The pressure from Nudini, the pressure from just Awkward, making the Celtics cough the ball up, help this team get back into it in game one and secure the game one win. They started to snowball a little bit there once they pulled ahead. Once the big three-point shot from Benzo dropped to make it 13 for Wiz D.G, we started to see Wiz D.G click and pull away. Possession by possession going forward. That's exactly what we needed to see. That's what we didn't see last year for the 2023 team, was in those close games, if they fell behind late, it tended to have been a snowball going downhill. It just kept going in the wrong direction. They weren't able to force the turnovers. They were panicky a little bit. They were playing a little too aggressive, coughing up easy shots, giving the ball away too easily, trying to get back in, being super aggressive. We saw a cool collective team here in game one really fight once they got down in that hole early on in game one, fought their way back to secure the game one victory. I mean, that's what you want to see. If you're a Wiz D.G fan, you want to see if this team is able to go up against adversity. So far in game one, down early, they fought back. It's exactly what you want to see. Dini and Awkward, as expected. Absolutely fantastic. Dini in the corner shot in the corner pockets there for Wiz D.G reminds me of vintage Nudini from several years ago when he was in there playing that 4 slot for Wiz D.G. Awkward being an absolute stalwart on defense, being a nightmare on offense as well. You can't just ignore him. You have to pay attention to him as well. So he's doing what he needs to do. And Benzo, again, game one under his belt now. We're going into game two. Jitters aside, we'll see how he responds here going into game number two. Players are getting ready to go, going over last minute strategizing talks there, if you will, before we head into game number one. Pardon me, game number two. We don't want to do game number one again. We've already done game number one. Simple as that. Again, a big shout out to everyone here live on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. Mama Glowski, welcome back. A veteran of the chat last year. Great to see her back in chat. And Mama Type, big shout out as well. A big thank you for joining us here in chat. We are heading in to game number two of this best of 5 series. Wiz D.G holding on to the slight series lead 1-0 after a big comeback win in game one. Dini starting out the ball for Wiz D.G, back up to Benzo, drives left side baseline. The floater gets rejected from behind. That'll go out of bounds. Wiz D.G will hold on to possession. Nothing too big there. 11 seconds on the shot clock for Wiz D.G as Benzo will take the check up top. Dini over to Benzo, right side. Long two's no good. Big offensive board for Nudini will reset the shot clock. Over to Awkward, being patient up top. Looks like no changes for either team here going into game two. But Nudini picking up the first points here in game number two. Leche bringing the ball up, left side, guard by Benzo. Pulls up the quick three, back rim, no good. Offensive board by Crizzy. He's going to try again. Second time is a charm. Leche drills the shot. 3-2, slight advantage for the Celtics here in game two. Awkward to Benzo. Good ball movement for Wiz D.G, trying to move the players around. That's going to be a reach and foul on Tazo. Awkward receives the ball up top. Inbounds to Benzo. Baseline, being patient, kicks it back out. Awkward, back down low to Benzo. Awkward lays it up and in, the veteran striking. Makes it 4-3 for Wizards D.G. The pass down low, Crizzy being patient, two-handed jam. 5-4 for the Celtics. Benzo left side. All the way to the right. Beautiful cross-court pass. Good ball movement. Celtics trying to scramble around here. Benzo pulls up the three right in front of Leche's face. Nothing he can do about it. And the rookie making an impact here in game 2. 7-5 for Wiz DG. Leche drives the lane. We're all even at 7 apiece. Benzo up court. Drives the lane. Had some space. He'll pull it back out. Over to Awkward. Benzo. The pump fake. Tazo bites. Awkward for 3, though. Side rim, no good. Ball pulled down by the Celtics. Going the other way. Quick pass up to Leche. Right side. Cuts in, splits the defenders. Nudini stepped up there. Passes it back out to Crizzy. The floater. 9-7 for the Celtics. So Awkward hands the ball off to Benzo. Over to Dini. Dini back to Benzo. Drives the lane, baseline. The pump fake, the reversal. Benzo looks like he's been here before. Beautiful decision down low. The pump fake gets both defenders to commit. And then once they scramble and clear out, gives them the open shot. Just a beautiful layup off the backboard and in. Benzo with the heads up play. Down low, it's Crizzy guarded by Benzo. A little bit of a size mismatch there. Leche up top. Right side, pulls up for 3. Back rim, no good. Ball pulled down by Nudini. Going the other way is Benzo now. Up to Awkward. Back to Benzo. Left side. Awkward all alone. Definitely can't do that. Awkward's going to make you pay. Beautiful passing again for Wiz DG. Benzo is seeing the court incredibly well right now. Has 5 points and 2 assists to his name. He is perfect from the 3-point line so far here in game 2. Leche down low. Crizzy. All tied up at 11 apiece. Dini to Benzo. Back over to Nudini. Loose ball picked up by the Celtics. Crizzy going the other way. Celtics have a 2-point lead here late in game 2. They're looking to even up this series. Benzo with the beautiful floater ties it up at 13 apiece. Keep looking over here at our player cams that we have set up, looking for some reactions from him. He is stone-faced. He is locked in. Leche, Tazo, right side, back out front. Leche down low. Crizzy. Crizzy leading the way for the Celtics here in game 2. So you'll now get called for the reach in 15-13. Close one here coming down towards the end against first to 21 by 2. Foul called on Crizzy once again. Benzo passes it over. Awkward. Slams it home. All tied up at 15 apiece. Leche with the takeover activated. Drives the lane. 17-15. Awkward hands the ball off to Benzo with 7 points and 3 assists so far in his second NBA 2K League game. Awkward over to Benzo. Dini, quick pass back. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Awkward pulls for three, gets it to go. That's the reaction we're looking for. Benzo looks right over to Awkward and screams, "Let's go." Big heads up pass there and a big basket gives it a 1-point lead back to Wizards D.G. Crizzy back over to Leche. Crizzy, 3 seconds. Oh, a big defensive stand at the rim going the other way. Benzo gets the Hail Mary pass. He'll reset. The pump fake can't get the defender to jump, but he'll take it now as he gets the ball back from Nudini, and he calls game. Benzo with the big 3-point shot seals game 2 and puts Wizards D.G on match point here going into game 3. An absolutely amazing performance from Benzo. 10 points for Benzo, going 4 for 6, 2 for 2 behind 3-point line as well. An absolutely stellar performance. Talking about shaking off the nerves there from game 1. We saw his first couple shots not go his way in game 1. He settled down, came on big late in game number 1, but in game 2, absolutely took over. A 10-point performance for a second ever game here in the league. An absolute stellar performance. This kid is for real from what we've seen so far. Again, going up against one of the better teams in the league. Celtics Crossover has a solid 3v3 roster, but when you take a look at their overall team as well, we're talking a former Rookie of the Year in 630. We have Colt. I mean, those are players that are veterans in this league as well that have done some amazing things in this league, going up against a solid organization like the Celtics, and Benzo is throwing down. I believe he almost has double-digit assists in those 2 games as well. You combine game 1 with game 2. Benzo is currently sitting at 16 points through 2 games in a game to 21. So that's a pretty impressive performance so far from the kid, and we're going to see what he does. Can he seal the sweep here going into game 3? I'm excited for it. Hope you guys are excited at home as well, because we are loading into game number 3 right now. They are picking their archetypes. They're loading in. We have 5 players in, waiting for that 6th player. All 6 players have loaded in as we take a live look inside the Wizards D.G Gaming Center here at District E, powered by Ticketmaster. Heading into game 3, it is all on the line for the Celtics. They are looking for their first win in the 3v3 series. Their backs are against the wall. Let's see how Wizards D.G responds. So far, so good. If you're expecting a sweep, let's hear it in chat. Let's see those brooms. We are underway here in game 3. Celtics starting first. Leche with the ball. Pulls up for 3. Leche striking first. Benzo looking to respond, passes the ball back out to Awkward. Benzo to Dini in the corner. Dini responds with a 3 as well. All tied up at 3 apiece again. And this is kind of what we've seen in both game 1 and game 2. Early game, not one team has been able to really run away with it. I mean, the largest lead we've seen so far is that 6-point lead we saw in game 1 that Wizards D.G came back with. But aside from that, these games have been super close. We'll chalk game 1 up to first game jitters here a little bit, really for both teams as well. They settled down there in game 2, super close all the way through, up into that big 3-point shot from Benzo to seal the win. Speaking of who, strikes for his first points here in game 3. The beautiful layup off the glass and in, 2-point advantage for Wizards D.G. Tezo in the corner looking to respond, hits a 3-pointer, gives the 1-point lead back to the Celtics. Benzo down low finds Awkward. He'll bring it out to the left side. Benzo, Awkward, Dini to Benzo. Beautiful passing, the long 2 for Awkward, bangs it home. Seven-6 in favor of Wizards D.G. here in game 3, looking for the sweep. Loose ball. Last touch by Wizards D.G. Goes out of bounds. Players locked in here in District E. They are focused. They want that sweep. Leche driving the lane for the Celtics. Gets back out. Crizzy left side pump fake. Tezo down low. The reverse jam makes it 8-7. Benzo left side. Foul called on Leche. Benzo's done a very good job at holding on to the ball. We haven't seen too many turnovers. Really haven't seen a turnover since game 1 from really any of our Wiz DG players today. Great job holding on to the ball, controlling their possessions. If their possession ends, it's due to a missed shot. We're not turning the ball over too much here in this series. It's exactly one of the big things we wanted to see here coming in to the 2024 season. Turnovers absolutely killed this team's chances last year. So far, so good. Knock on wood, everyone at home, to make sure we don't get those turnovers going. Reach in, foul called on Awkward. Leche will check the ball up top, down low. Crizzy makes it 10-7. Benzo left side. Moves the ball around, brings it over to the right. Good rotation from Wiz DG. Back out, Awkward. Back to Benzo. Corrals the pass back. Awkward around the defender, slams it home. Makes the defender miss. Overcommitted results in an easy 2 points for Wiz DG. Now the Celtics looking to respond, only having a 1-point lead now. Foul called on by Awkward. Foul occurred in back court, so it will be a side inbounds from the right. Tezo over to Leche. Over to ball brought up by Awkward over to Dini, back to Benzo. Foul called on by Tezo. Benzo will reset the ball, brings the ball in to Nudini. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Benzo drives left side, back towards the center. Down to 5. Pulls up, mid-range jumper, front rim, no good. So it's going the other way. Nudini causing chaos. Tezo corrals the loose ball. 3-point shot, no good. Wide open. Couldn't get it to go. Now Benzo drives the lane. Maybe he was surprised he was as wide open as he was. Foul called on by Crizzy. 10-9 Celtics still in the lead. Awkward over to Benzo. Drives baseline. Off the glass, no good. Pulled down by the Celtics. Leche. For Celtics crossover. Over to Crizzy. Off the glass and good. 12-9. Benzo patient left side, drives baseline, passes over, finds Dini left side. Back to Benzo. Benzo pulls up for 3. Back rim, no good. Defensive board. Quick pass out for the Celtics. Baseline floater up and over Nudini makes it 14-9. Benzo. Down by 5. Make it down by 3. Leche over to Tezo. Tezo back to Leche. Pulls up for 3. Hits the 3-point shot. Makes it 17-11. Celtics inching closer to that 21-point mark. They're down by 2 in the series. It's a must-win for them. Benzo looking to lead the comeback. Dini, the pump fake, gets Crizzy to bite. Awkward, down low. 4-point game. Crizzy down low makes it 19-13, and the Celtics will be on game point with their next possession. Benzo right side down low, finds Awkward, lays it up and in. Big defensive stop needed here for Wizards D.G. if they're looking to get back in it here in game 3 to complete the sweep. If not, we're on to game 4. The deep 3 for Leche. We are heading to game 4. As Wizards D.G. fall 22-15 here in game 3. 2-1 the series. Currently after 3. Players will reset and get ready to go for game 4. Let's take a look at those stats. 10 points for Awkward, 2 for Benzo. Nudini with 3 as well. Benzo struggling there a little bit in game 3 as the Celtics are trying to figure him out a little bit more after a stellar performance there in game 2. Little struggles there in game 3. We'll see if Wizards D.G. is able to bounce back here in game 4. Looking to wrap it up. Celtics, on the other hand, playing incredibly well. Their backs against the wall there in game 3. They dropped the first 2 games. They had a decent lead there in game 1. They lost it to Wizards D.G. on an amazing push on the defensive side of the ball, creating those opportunities. Game 2, pretty much all Wizards D.G., so they had to play out of their mind, and they played quite well in game 3, earning that game 3 win, forcing a game 4. But their backs are still against the wall. Wizards D.G. looking to close this one out in 4 games. They don't want to go to 5. They want to have an early night here tonight and get ready for the doubleheader here tomorrow. So again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you're following Wizards D.G. on all social media, and you're following here on Twitch as well. Catch the pregame show with Sleeves tomorrow, and then the game day stream right here with me right after that pregame show as well. Because again, we have that double header. So game 4 coming up here next. And again, that Tezo and just Awkward matchup, we're not really seeing too much there. They're not really guarding each other as they're kind of playing that mismatch game. But both players are living up to the hype that they have built, their legacy here in this league. Tezo and just Awkward, both playing out of their minds, hitting big shots when needed, coming up big on defense as well. Both are showing why they are both considered 2 of the best locks in this league. So we'll see what happens here in game number 4, as well as we are loading in to the lobby, taking a look at those archetypes going here into game number 4. No changes here for Wizards D.G. On the side of Celtics, no changes there as well. So we'll have the same archetypes going into game number 4. Wizards D.G. up 2-1 in the series. Big shout out to all of our new subscribers here on the Wizards D.G. Twitch channel as well. Please feel free to spam all those amazing Wizards D.G. emotes in chat. We'll get the Wizards D.G. pride going in here. Players need it. Give them your energy. We are underway here in game number 4. Wizards D.G. looking to close out the opening series here in the 3v3 Slam Open Blacktop Series. Benzo for 3 to open it up here in game 4. Only had 2 points last go around. Strikes first with 3 here in game 4. Leche over to Tezo. Back to Leche. Shot clock down to 12. The layup, great contested shot, and gets the friendly Wizards D.G. roll on the rim. Pulls down the defensive board. Wizards D.G. are in business. Awkward. Can't get the 3-point shot to go. Just early on the release. Crizzy throws it down for the first points of game 4 for Celtics crossover. 1-point lead for the good guys. Benzo off to Awkward after received pressure there at half court. Drives baseline. Shot gets blocked, goes out of bounds. Wizards D.G. will hold on to possession. Udini receives the ball up top, passes it into Benzo, under 10 on the shot clock. Benzo, beautiful pass down low, Awkward reversal off the glass, can't get the friendly roll, going the other way for the Celtics. A quick 3-point shot. Celtics have their first lead here in game 4. Awkward not happy with that defensive stand there on that last possession. Looks to respond here on the offensive end of the ball. Benzo right side. Baseline, the pump fake. Benzo kicks it back out to Awkward on the baseline. And the animation takes him out of bounds. Awkward not happy with that turnover. Still a one possession game here. Still anyone's game in game 4. Leche pulls up from the logo. Makes it 8-3. Benzo bringing the ball up. Surveying the court. Passes it over to Awkward right side. Back out to Benzo. Under 10 on the shot clock, being patient. Gets around him. Lays it up and in. A heads up play from Benzo. Calling for that 1v1 ISO. Drives the lane. Beats the defender with pure speed. Pump fake down low. Finds Krizzy. Back out. Tezo in the corner. Defensive miscue leads to a wide open 3-point shot for the Celtics. Sends their lead to 11-5. Awkward. Over to Dini. Back to Awkward. Baseline. Two-handed jam. Cuts the lead to 4. Leche right side. Down to Krizzy in the lane. Being patient. 13-7. 2-1 the series. Wizards D.G with the lead. Looking to close it out here in game 4. Celtics fighting for their series life here as the animation takes Benzo out of bounds. It's going to be another unforced turnover for Wizards D.G. Now looking to bring it back here in Awkward. Doing what Awkward does best. Steals the ball. Gives Wizards D.G some life here on this possession. Hopefully Benzo can make the most of it for 3. Can't get it to go. Back iron and out. Tezo, right side for the Celtics. Gets around Benzo. Passes it back out. Leche over to Krizzy. Krizzy pulls up for 3. Krizzy gets the shot to go. Just feels like every shot for the Celtics. Perfectly timed release, no matter where they're shooting it from on the court. Tezo's called for the reach. Wizards D.G need to make the most out of every possession here in game 4. Benzo, right side. Pump fake. No bites from the defense. Over to Dini. Awkward in the corner. Benzo with 2 on the shot clock. Pulls up for 3. Benzo, back rim, no good. Big offensive board for Nudini. Back out to Awkward. The long 3, can't get it to go. Nudini tips the ball out. Awkward will corral it. Over to Benzo, right side. Benzo bangs it home. Makes it a 6-point lead for the Celtics. Wizards D.G, great offensive rebounds, giving second and third chances on that possession. Cuts the lead down to 6. Wizards D.G looking to force another turnover here. Shot clock down to 10 for the Celtics. Drives into the lane. Throws it up and in. 8-point lead. Dangerous territory here for Wizards D.G. Trying to close this one out. Awkward lays it up and in. Makes it 18-12. A 3-point shot for the Celtics would even this series up at 2 apiece. The foul is called on Awkward for the reach. He's going to play aggressive. We may see this a few more times here. He's going to try to force that turnover. And that's what you need to do when it's a 1-possession game here. When they're 3 points away from sealing the game 4 win, look for the team to be aggressive. Benzo, again, being aggressive as well. Any chance they can get to cause chaos here on defense, Wizards D.G is going to try it. Shot in. Krizzy, right side. Hits the 3-point shot. We are heading into a game 5 here in the nation's capital. As Wizards D.G win the first 2, then drop the next 2. Benzo with 8. Awkward with 4. Nudini unable to find the basket here in game 4. And we head to the dreaded game 5 here in our first opening series here of the 2024 season. And, when we look at comparisons to what we saw last year, there were moments where Wizzy G had opportunities to finish other teams in these series early, but had some issues really closing these series out. Not really seeing that same take here, just more of young chemistry really trying to mold here tonight. What we're seeing here tonight is roughly what I would say is what we saw towards the end of the 3v3 season last year. Was the team really starting to gel, but they're still having some issues here. I feel like this is just a first game, first series kind of jitter kind of issue more than anything else. Again, you have two veterans and a brand new 18-year-old rookie on this team going up here in our first 3v3 series here tonight. So we are seeing those growths in the right direction. Again, Benzo now with his first opportunity here to close out this series in a game 5, really starting to feel that pressure here. How is he going to respond as a rookie going here into game 5? He's got two great veterans, two great stalwarts of this league in Nudini and just Awkward on his side as well. Watching the player cams here to my side, they're communicating quite well. They're looking at each other. They're getting feedback real time. They're able to communicate. They are doing their best to make sure they're all on the same page. And you can see there on your screen right now, inside the Wizards D.G war room, if you will, Benzo, B. Rich, Nudini, head coach Pat Crossan, and going on down the line, the rest of the team as well, Nudini and Type. On the other end, loading into game 4. No changes here. Lineups are the same. Archetypes are the same as well. It is time for game 5. First points for the Celtics. Now both teams, winner of game 5 will take the series. Benzo, left side, pulls up, long 3, gets it to go. Good start for Benzo here early on in game 5. We'll see how aggressive Wizzy G chooses to play here early on. See the player cams on your screen now. They are locked in. It's a 3-point shot for the Celtics. No good. Benzo, right side. Goes left. Dishes it out to Nudini. Back in. Finds Awkward. Slams it home. 5-2 for Wiz DG. Celtics looking to respond. Nudini called for the reach. I definitely expect to see this Wiz DG team play a little bit more aggressive here in game 5. They want to force the Celtics to be off balance. They don't want to get anything going. No momentum on their side. So Awkward's called for the reach. They've already won the last 2. So they definitely have the momentum. You got to find a way to put a stop to it. We'll see that here. So Crizzy throws it down, makes it 5-4. Benzo brings the ball up. Wiz DG up by 1. Awkward gets the two-handed jam to go. 7-4 here in game 5. Pass down low to Tezo on the baseline. Back out. Turnover. Benzo, right place, right time. Going the other way. Pulls up. Long 2. Benzo makes it 9-4. Big shot there from the rookie. Now applying the pressure in the backcourt. Pass down low. Crizzy throws it down. Makes it 9-6. Benzo. Left side. Dini being patient with the ball. Finds Awkward back up top. Back to Benzo on the logo. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cross back. The 3-point shot. Gets it to go. Benzo is hyped, throwing the 3-point fingers up as well on screen. He is ready to go. He is feeling it here in game 5, coming on big. Benzo down low, putting the pressure on, pass back out. Under 10 for the Celtics. Pulls up. Logo shot. No good. Pulled down by Awkward. Held ball. Advantage for the Celtics. Up by 6 here in game 5. Wizards D.G looking to bounce back after dropping the last 2 games. 12-8. Lead cut to 4. Benzo. Cross half court. Baseline. Lays it up and in, making it look easy. The rookie's been here before. 14-8. Left side, guarded by Benzo. Badge activated. Drives the lane. 4-point lead for Wizards D.G. Here in the winner-take-all Game 5. D.G, right side, picks his dribble up, finds Benzo. Benzo at the hash, brings it back towards the center, kicks it over. Awkward, wide open. Awkward hits the 3-point shot, makes it a 7-point lead, and Wizards D.G are 2 possessions away from sending this one home. Awkward called on the reach. Crizzy back out to D.G. Pulls up. 3-point shot goes. Wizards D.G 1 points here. Benzo brings the ball back out. Over Nudini, left hash. Back to Benzo. Benzo right side, pulls up. Hits the shot. 20-13. Wizards D.G. Next point will do it. Looking for the big Game 5 bounce back. Led by Benzo with 13 points so far. The shot is good. It doesn't matter. For Wizards D.G, any point on this possession will do it. D.G back to Benzo. Over to Awkward. Being patient at the left elbow. Awkward back to Benzo. Calls game. Benzo seals the first series win for Wizards District Gaming in 2024. The rookie striking it late sends Wizards D.G home as the winners. What a bounce back for Wizards D.G. After winning Game 1 and Game 2, they bounce back and take Game 5 behind a perfect 16-point performance from Benzo. He went 6 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 behind 3-point line. Awkward, perfect as well. 3 for 3 from the field and 1 for 1 behind the 3-point line as well. A stellar performance from Benzo, the first overall draft pick in this year's draft, coming up big in Game 5 for Wizards D.G. Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic. That is what we were looking to see. How will Benzo respond under pressure? Game 1 had a little bit case of the jitters. Shook him off late in Game 1, came alive in Game 2. Celtics figured him out a little bit in Games 3 and 4, held the scoring for Wizards D.G in check, earning those 2 victories to even the series up at 2 apiece. But then in Game 5, it was the Benzo show. Ben, the rookie for Wizards D.G, dropping 16 points, going 6 for 6 again from the field. A perfect 4 for 4 behind the line. An absolute stellar performance for Benzo and Wizards District Gaming, definitely earning their first win here of the 2024 season in their first game. Absolutely fantastic play here for Wizards D.G. I mean, it is just an absolutely stellar moment here for Wizards D.G. The future is here. The future is now. And it's absolutely fantastic. And I do believe we're going to be joined here. Just a few moments. They're getting him all set up. Here in just a few moments, we are going to be joined by Benzo here in a few moments. They're loading him up there. But again, we're going to hear from the rookie who, again, there's a lot of expectation for this kid. There's a lot of pressure on him. He showed up big, almost called him big time Benzo. I don't know if he's going to be okay with that nickname or not. I'll have to double check with him here in a few moments as he is setting up here. All right, got the okay, and we are going to be joined now live by the #1 overall draft pick in the 2024 NBA 2K League draft and the newest member of Wizards District Gaming, Benzo, join us here on the post-game show. Benzo, how's it going? How does it feel? You are now a seasoned veteran now after one game, right? How's it feel with your first game under your belt?
I mean, we just played a pretty good team, man. You know, we won the first 2 games. I think we took the 3rd game kind of off, thinking it was just going to be a sweep. 4th game, we had 1-2, and we just did some stupid stuff. But, you know, being able to come back game 5 and finish the deal is huge. Like, you know.
Yeah, well, walk me through game 5 there. You were perfect from the field, right? So you're coming off of dropping game 3 and game 4, and you just seemed to flip that switch. What was it in game 5 that made you rise to the occasion for that 16-point performance?
I feel like the Celtics got kind of like confident after they won the 2 games that they won. So the last game they came out pretty aggressive, and I took advantage of that, you know, and I got some threes up, got my shots going, and then, you know, once you make a couple shots, the next shot you take is always, you know, easy because you got the green machine going, you got your takeover up. So really, once they let me start hot, like, it was my job to finish the deal for real.
Absolutely. So your first series in the book, what's your experience been like so far in the 2K League? How's the organization been treating you so far?
Man, I love it here, man. It's like, you know, growing up, you'll never expect this to be your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling people I got to go to work at 12 like p.m. or 3 p.m. or whatever. It's really not a job. You know, we get to come and play video games for money. And, you know, we get a lot of free time. I do a lot of stuff off the game as well that I enjoy here. So, you know, I'm just having a lot of fun. I'm kind of sick right now. That's why my voice is kind of messed up. But, yeah, I'm just ready for tomorrow.
Absolutely. And speaking of tomorrow, it's a doubleheader. You're going to be your first doubleheader here in the 2K League, going up against Dukes Infinitos. Have you already started studying for that game? Give us your breakdown of what we can expect.
I mean, I know Dukes. A couple players on their team. I'm cool with a bunch of people on their team. I kind of got a gist of how they play. But, yeah, I think our 3 is like one of the best 3-man units in the league. And I feel like when we don't give people games, I think, you know, we're better than most teams.
Absolutely. Benzo, thank you so much for joining us. I'll let you get back to the team. Man. And you guys can go celebrate, rest up, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it, man. For real.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. First series in the book here for Wizards D.G. I'll have to double check. Normally we get an interview with the head coach here. We'll see if head coach Pat Crossan will be joining us here as well. We'll get his take possibly. So I did get the confirmation. He will be coming up here next in just a few moments. But again, for that doubleheader tomorrow, while we're waiting for head coach Pat Crossan to join, 6 p.m. is tip-off time tomorrow against Dukes. 5 p.m. will be the start of Sleeves' pregame show as well. So make sure you tune in, support Sleeves there. He'll give you a full recap of today's series. And then I'll be joining him at the end as well to kind of talk over what we saw here tonight. But look, Wiz DG Nation, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to be excited with what you saw. We heard from the man himself, Benzo. Cool, calm, really relaxed too. That man was reclining. He was feeling pretty good after going 5 games there in that series against the Celtics. So, you know, kind of like to see that. You want to see how the rookie's going to respond under pressure. So far, so good. Came up big there in game 5. So again, first game against Dukes Infinitos tomorrow at 6 p.m., 5 p.m. for the pregame show. And then again at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night against Heat Check Gaming. So it's going to be a doubleheader with roughly an hour in between those games. So make sure you stay tuned. All of WizDG social media as well, and here on the WizDG Twitch channel, so you are up to date with everything going on. I believe we are getting head coach Pat set up. He is ready to go. We are now joined live by the head coach of Wizards District Gaming, head coach Pat Cross. And coach, I mean, can we talk about a better way to start 2024 than with a win? Let's go.
Well, it's always good to get the win out early, and especially your first game. The Celtics, we knew, just like last year, they're a really good threes team, and went to game 5, so we were sweating it out a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit how that series broke down there. So in game 1 and game 2, team played incredibly well. They showed their ability to bounce back when faced against adversity there in game 1, down by 5 points early on, able to bounce back. Benzo, after a couple rough shots, really started to come online in game 1, had a great game 2. We'll get to game 5 here in a little bit, but tell me what you saw there in game 1 and game 2, and then what happened in those next 2 games.
Yeah, I think game 1 and game 2, we just came out really energized and excited. I mean, we've been practicing for a month now. I think the guys got a little bit tired of practice where games weren't, meaning something, or they weren't going towards playoffs. So, they kind of came out there with this fire and ready to play. And obviously Betty, as our point guard, he was just, it's his first game ever. So he was super excited to get in there and finally start playing some games. So, and as you saw, game 1 and 2, we looked really good.
Yeah, and then in game 3 and 4, things not really going your way. A little some issues here and there, controlling the ball, maybe some bad shots, maybe just kind of getting away from that ball movement we saw in game 1 and game 2. When you're up 2 games to 0 in that series, maybe game 3, you kind of try some new strategies out here and there. But really going into game 4, that's when we started to see the emotion come out from the players a little bit. Awkward, Nona, as a very big personality in this league, started to get a little frustrated. What does that say about this team when they're faced against that scenario where it's now tied 2-2 after being up 2 games in the series, heading into game 5? What does that tell you about this team with 2 new faces on it and a returning face on this roster going forward in threes?
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you go up to you lose the next 2 games and you go to game 5, I mean, that's the real test of a team. And if you want to be one of the great teams, which, we're not there yet, but we're hoping to get there, you got to be able to close it out, especially if you lose 2 games. That's why it's a best of 5 series. You're playing a really good team like the Celtics. They're going to get some good shots at us. And, mentally, I just really wanted to see how the guys reacted. Obviously, I know Justin and Dini have been in those big game situations, but this was a first for Ben. And, 16 points in game 5, he kind of passed the test. So that's a great thing for us. We're going to build off that. And, in the 2K League, there's no easy game. So we play tomorrow. We got 2 games, and then we play on Sunday. So it just never ends.
Yeah. Talk to me about Benzo real quick. I mean, this is an 18-year-old kid, right? First game in the 2K League, comes up massive in game 5. Like you said, dropping 16 points, perfect from the field. I mean, as a coach, you got to feel really good that your rookie's stepping up like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the bright lights, he loves that. He loves big games. He loves those close games. That's what we've kind of seen from him in practice, and also just watching him play, scouting him before we drafted him. And, when the lights are the brightest, you want your stars to shine. So that's what we're hoping for. Obviously, it's a long season, so we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, but, really happy with how Ben played tonight.
All right, Dukes and the Heat tomorrow. What's the scouting report? What can we expect? Are we looking at any changes to the starting lineup, or are we sticking with what's worked tonight?
I don't know, John. What do you think? You think we should change it up already, or what?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'll tell you this. Sleeves and I talked about it a little bit on the pregame show. The vibe from what we saw last year in threes and with the 2023 team, there just seemed to be, maybe it was just like maybe a chemistry issue, maybe it was just a communication issue, but there was obviously visually watching it from an outsider perspective, something that just was off, like something just wasn't clicking. Like you could see the talent, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't clicking. And that's kind of what we were focusing on here in 2024 is, does this team have that it factor? Does it have that ability to show that chemistry here early on, especially with a rookie leading the charge on offense? Like, is he going to be able to rise to that occasion with those 2 vets? And I think Sleeves and I would both agree here. I can't really speak for him. He's not here, but definitely a different feel so far than what we saw from the 23 team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't speak too much about it. We still got a lot of games to play. So, but that's great that you've noticed that. And I guess Sleeves has too. We'll see. Cause it's 2K League, man. You have a lot of ups, you have a lot of downs, and really, when you're down, when you're losing, that's kind of where you see like where is the team going to go? How are they going to improve from that, or maybe not improve at all? So, we're just happy with the win tonight, and obviously, like tomorrow, like you said, we play Heat and Dukes, 2 really good teams. I know they got two guards who are very score heavy. Hoodie Kai on the Heat, and then we have Ryan 101 on Duke. So it's going to be a tough matchup, but if you want to be the best team, you got to beat the best.
There we go. First game tomorrow against Dukes at 6 p.m., followed by Heat Check Gaming at 7:30 p.m. Head coach Pat Crossan, thank you so much for joining us here. Congrats on game 1 win in the books here in the 3v3 Blacktop series, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow, John.
Appreciate it. All right, head coach Pat Crossan joining us here right after Benzo. It is a 3-2 series win for your Wizards District Gaming here in the first series of the 2024 season, and it's exactly what we expected. We saw the ups, we saw the downs here, we saw it all here in the first series. We saw the rookie Benzo absolutely pop off there in game 5. We saw the veterans bring that veteran mentality, that ability to be resilient all series long. They were there for Benzo when he was having rough games there in games 3 and 4. You saw the communication on screen with those player cams. They are growing together as a team. I'm excited after the first series. I hope you're excited after the first series, and I hope you're excited enough to join us here again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our first match against Dukes Infinitos. And again, that's going to start with the 5 p.m. pregame show with No Sleeves Gaming. He'll be joining you at 5 p.m. Then I'll be hopping on with a Wizards D.G game show with myself. That's me. Hi. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. And we'll see you all tomorrow on behalf of everyone here at District E, Monumental, and Wizards District Gaming. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 6 for the tip-off against Dukes.